Welcome to Bible Study with Fred. I'm in Proverbs 25:23, and I'm hoping we can have a Bible study together, seated across the table from each other, with our Bibles open. I'll share my interpretation with you. You share what your interpretation if you'd like to, and feel free to comment on what I say. So Proverbs 25:23, let's begin. The north wind driveth away rain, so doth an angry countenance a backbiting tongue. Backbiting is mentioned in various places. It is mentioned as one of the sins of mankind that resulted in his worship of created things rather than the Creator. Read the context, Romans 1:30. Backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. It is considered doing evil against someone, taking up a reproach against them. Psalm 15:3. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, nor doeth evil to his neighbor, or taketh up a reproach against his neighbor. It is a verbal sin which Paul warns about, linked with envying and strife, debates and whisperings. 2 Corinthians 12:20. For I fear lest when I come I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as you would not, lest there be debates, envyings, wraths, strifes, backbitings, whisperings, swellings, tumults. Now, if the Bible definition didn't satisfy you, we also have the Webster's 1828 dictionary, which defines it, quote, as to censure, slander, reproach, or speak evil of those who are absent. This is usually done in churches when not blatant, by asking for prayer for someone whose convictions or lack thereof you don't approve of. For instance, they're taking a vacation at Six Flags and you prefer Hershey Park because you heard something unchristian happen at Six Flags. And they're carnal for going there and not Hershey Park, like you do, so you ask for prayer over their carnality. You know how we are. You don't like hunting, but you approve of fishing, so you come up with reasons why hunting is more worldly than fishing. And Miss Busybody asked for prayer for Mr. Hiawatha that he would be changed. That's the way we do it, isn't it? When we don't blatantly talk about someone who's not here because their worldliness is not as acceptable as our self-righteousness. That's backbiting. Without going into debates over climatology, the North and its association with the direction that God's judgment comes from has some other statements we might examine said about it. Among them are Job 37:22, fair weather cometh out of the north, with God is terrible majesty. Ezekiel 1:4, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and the fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof is the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire. The direction from which God's judgment comes against Israel, either with other countries used or by his own visitation, is a very interesting study. Now, Matthew Henry said that sin is so conscious of its own shame that if it is opposed before it becomes daring, it becomes cowardly. So it is with us. If when we hear someone issue the whispering, backbiting, self-righteous complaint about someone, if we immediately oppose it with an angry look, we can put an end to it. We must cut backbiting and gossip, its twin brother, off at the knees. It destroys congregation and runs people from the church. I know that a gracious exit can be made by the standard Baptist apology, quote, we've just decided it's time to move on to another church. But usually that is a code statement for, quote, someone has been flapping their gums about us behind our backs and we're sick of their self-righteous gossip. Give the backbiter a stern look, refuse to hear, and walk away. I think God will be pleased. All right, we'll stop there, even though it's a short one, because it's a lot to think about, and it really applies to us today, and it happens all the time, in families, churches, everywhere. So I'm asking you to open the Bible, let God speak to you through his word. And I'm also asking you to study the Bible, a separate thing, cross-referencing the verses. And in both of those things, you should ask God, pray to God for wisdom and understanding first. Then whatever interpretation you have, share it with somebody in some form. Now, you can purchase my comments on Amazon, and I appreciate it if you do. You can follow me on Blogger, and I'll just post the links below. But if you've watched this video this far, would you please click like and subscribe or follow, and share the video with someone else? And I do look forward to your comments. Thank you.